Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's a Friday evening and my wife has gone to the cinema. My kids are asleep, I think, I hope. And so I thought I would join you this evening for a little ASMR and you can learn who I am through the random objects that I'll show you and tap on this evening. So I hope you've all had a good week. It's been a busy one for me, but a good one. And yeah, so let's get started. There's no particular order to these random objects, just things that interest me, things that I'm doing, things that I'm enjoying, and hopefully they'll give you a little ASMR tingly tingle as a bonus. So the first thing we have The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss, I think. You can see I'm not very far into it, but it's shaping up to be a very cool book so far. I'm not very good at reading, I'll be honest. I can read fine, just to clarify, but I fall asleep too easily when I read. So that means that I keep missing the story and I have to go back a few pages and read a little bit more. But it's got this cool, like shiny lettering. The Name of the Wind. The Name of the Wind. I really enjoyed, as many have, the Harry Potter books, and this was kind of recommended as like a, you know, you've grown up and you want to read something a bit deeper, so I went for this book, and if I ever get through it, I'll tell you what I thought. So far so good. I also read the Subtle Knife trilogy, which I thought was awesome. And then I read the Book of Dust, the first one, the prequel. What was that called? It's about a boat. What's the boat's name? Someone will have to write in the comments. But then I read The Secret Commonwealth, and I really didn't like it. I didn't finish it, which was a shame because Philip Pullman was awesome. Got some good sounds. Let's see, what else do we have? We have a bottle of homebrew wine. I don't know if I should shake this. So, I remember many years ago, I made a video of how to make wine, and I'm not very good at it. This tastes okay, but it's fun making it. I always thought that if the world ended, as long as you could make wine, you'd probably be all right. I don't even know what kind of wine it is. Just a white wine. I can't remember, I made it a while ago. The best part of making wine is putting the cork in. See there? It's just super fun using the thing. You kind of put the cork in, you go pop, and smash it in there. Hope you've all had a good week. Maybe you're having a glass of wine, who knows? Personally, I prefer rum, nice dark rum, with a bit of ginger beer. Top up the ginger. You can see, I told you my hair was growing. it's got at that awkward stage at the moment. It's quite long actually. But I thought, as I say, before I go bald, I don't think I will go bald, but before my ginger goes, I thought I'd grow it out, just for fun. Okay. Don't think I've ever done a video like this before. Let's see, what have we got next? Okay. So, I decided to have a little go with polymer clay. Many years ago you saw me playing with polymer clay, and about a month ago I was sitting with my kids and we were playing with this clay, and I found this tutorial on how to make this owl. And I'm super proud of him. Like, I've literally never made anything look decent before out of clay. And he's got like texture in his little canvas hoodie, and a little bag, little strap. And yeah, if you just type in polymer clay owl, you'll see the tutorial I'm talking about. The guy's name is Ace of Clay. The guy's a legend. He's so cool. Like, what he makes is amazing. And I think I did a pretty good job, reasonable job. Need to do a bit more paint on his bum. He's got a bit of a scabby bottom, but yeah, really fun to make. So many layers of paint though, so many layers of paint. And he's still a little bit sticky. You can probably... He's watching you. He said, go to sleep, go to sleep. Yeah, it's kind of freaky. So, my little owl, my little steampunk owl. He's got these little, well, they're not ears, are they? What are they? They've got a special name. His little funny, fluffy bits, feathery bits. Let's do that. There's my little owl. Ooh. Let's see if I can show you this. As you may have gathered, I do like to try and do lots of random crafty things. And you can learn everything off YouTube. That's the wonder of YouTube, isn't it? And basically I decided to try acrylic pouring. And I got the idea from Gentle Whispering Maria. She did acrylic pouring, and I thought it was awesome, like seriously talented. We know she's talented, don't we? And I just thought, God, I've never seen this before. And so I looked up some videos and I had a go. So I mixed up some paint, mixed it with a little bit of silicone, a couple of drops of silicone. And then you mix it in with paint, and I used a hairdryer to like over the top and created this. Like super cool. It's kind of like it's like a river in a void of white. You can see you put these little pins on so that when the paint runs off the canvas, it doesn't stick to the bottom like that. So yeah, super cool. And I used lots of different paints actually, but the one that I found worked really well was a brand called I think it's called Winsor and Newton. Like, I used the proper cheap paints and they gave me rubbish results. So if you ever want to try acrylic pouring, don't use cheap paint because it's just rubbish. It doesn't work. And this is acrylic paint. So it's acrylic paint with a bit of water to like make it thinner, and you put it into a cup and you pour it on, and as I say, blow it around with a hairdryer. And then areas like this, I used a straw, just blew it out with a straw like that to create these little flicks. See the little flicks here. And some little flicks here too. Like that. That's super cool. It makes an awesome sound. Okay, I'll show you something else. Here we go. You may or may not know, but I absolutely love board games. And I've got a big old shelf full of board games that I've spent too much on, if I'm completely honest. And the shelf is now overflowing onto the floor, which is not great, but it's there's nothing better than having the friends over, a few drinks, some snacks, and some board games. You know, I love it. Just spending time with your friends and family and just having a little bit of light-hearted competitiveness, one of my favourite things. And I picked this game because it has super awesome cards. You've never heard of Dixit? Basically it plays, what does it say here? 3 to 6 players, and it takes around 30 minutes. I would say it probably takes about 30 to 60 minutes. But basically what you do, let me see if I can explain it to you. You have a series of cards, Dixit cards, and they have really, really cool artwork on them. Super weird artwork, like this. Okay, you can see a little shark there. It's like Pinocchio. Yeah, lots of really cool artwork. And what you do, you have a handful of cards. So let's say these are my cards. I'm not going to tell you what they are. I'm not going to show you them. And what I would do as the storyteller is I would tell a story, or just say a word, or make a sound, or any of those things about one of these cards. And I want you, as a group, to pick my card, but not everyone. So for example, if I said there was once a story about a girl who had a boy and a girl for earrings, you would all pick that card because I just described the card. That's no good. No good. What I need to do is make a story where you don't know if it's that card or not. So I could say something like Azkaban, and I'd put my card down, and some other people would put in what they think Azkaban means to them. So they'd pick cards from their hand, and they'd put them in with mine, and we'd shuffle them all up, and then we'd reveal them. Everybody votes on a different picture, and then we see if they were correct. Now, Azkaban, that's the one I was thinking of. Escape from Azkaban. I could have said Alcatraz, couldn't I? Again, that might have been too obvious, but I was just trying to think of something. Maybe I'll give you one more. Let me see. Just having a look through the cards. Could say Easter, maybe, or I could say could do something like Lord of the Rings and then give that. Now that's very subtle because it's kind of like exploring world, you know, and so people might not pick that. They might pick something that was more obvious. Let's see if I can find something that's really Lord of the Ringsy. Yeah, let me see. There's loads of different cards here. Ah, here we go. Here's Lord of the Rings. If I said, one ring to rule them all, you'd put that down, wouldn't you? Exactly. if you said, "We're not in Kansas anymore," and I put up him, you might pick him because I'm thinking of the Wizard of Oz. And that's the straw man who didn't have a heart, I think. Didn't have a heart, didn't have a brain, didn't have something. Let me see, what else do we have? I could say, "Be our guest," and put my card in. Everybody puts theirs in. And I have chosen this, "Be our guest." So would you have got that right? We will never know. So that was Dixit. As I say, love card games, board games, all that kind of stuff. Anything to spend time with friends and fam. What can I show you next? I have a little ukulele. I know that my name is ASMR Guitar, and it is still ASMR Guitar. It's not ASMR Ukulele or something. I'm trying to make it rhyme. I can't really play the ukulele, funnily enough, even though it's technically easier. The notes are different, and so the fingerings are different. I think I could just about play "Walking on Sunshine," and I don't think this is in tune. It's definitely not in tune. That is an awful sound. But let's just have a little look at it, shall we? So, it's a lovely little thing though. I let the girls play with this. They enjoy it. If you're unfamiliar with what makes up an instrument like this, you've got the fretboard. That's the fretboard, and these are the frets, individual frets. Just going along here, let me show you the others, like this. Each one makes a different note when it's played. Fret 1, fret 2, fret 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on, all the way down. We've got where we tie the strings on. It's not fun tying these on. It's not easy, not for me anyway. Then we have the machine heads. This is what you turn to get the tuning right. This is what you would do to make it sound decent and not like it does right now. Then you've got the body. It's a very shiny little body. The sound hole. It's a lovely little instrument actually. When I have tuned it and played along, sometimes I play it when the kids are in the bath and just make up stupid songs, because you kind of can wedge it in. And so on. But that's the little ukulele. We love music in our family. We've got ukuleles, we've got piano. We're really lucky. My wife has a piano and I play it all the time. I try and encourage her to play, but and she's actually better than I am. She can read music. I just use the old ears, and but I love it. Music is wonderful. All things creative are wonderful, I think. I think when you're being creative, that's where you are, for me at least, most content. And so that's why I have so many creative outlets, I suppose. One of my other outlets is photography. I absolutely love photography. And I use digital cameras for my photography, but I also use, I have used old film camera. This is a Voigtlander. This is a film camera. So obviously the film goes in the back of here. This is just in a little case. This was actually my wife's granddad's camera, and we always talk about photography, and so he very kindly gave me his film camera, and I actually used it. It actually still works, which is great, and it's really good fun. The idea of not knowing how your picture's going to come out is a incredibly stressful and freeing experience all at once. It's quite strange. especially when you know enough about photography, and then you know, with a digital camera you take a snap and you go, I made a mistake, I'll take another picture. Well, it costs money. Every shot costs money, you know. You're turning the dial, you're rolling on the film, and you're taking a picture with the shutter button, like that. And then you're rolling the film, and you're taking a picture. And every time, it costs you a little bit of money. So you want to make sure that you're thinking about your shot before you take it. But it's a very freeing experience. It's a very awesome looking camera. This thing is an absolute beauty. Look at this thing. It's absolutely gorgeous. They really don't make them like they used to. Well, actually they do, but they're very expensive. And, you know, my iPhone takes good pictures. That's the truth of it. But nothing beats a real camera when you're really in the mood to be creative. Let's do that thing again. That's great, isn't it? Let's wind the film. Ready? Here we go. That's a wonderful sound, that. And we're changing the aperture and changing the focus distance. And I can't remember what, oh, that's the shutter speed. I couldn't remember. It's so weird seeing it all on one dial. It's all on here. Like, you've got shutter speed down here, aperture, and then focus distance, all on the same piece of lens. I'm used to just the aperture being on the lens, not the not written focus distance. It's very cool. It's got everything you need. Awesome camera. Love it. So, what am I going to show you next? Just got a few more items. So, we have, I love computer games. I don't play them enough. I don't have enough time. But I do love VR. The metaverse. And so I have an Oculus, Oculus Quest 2. And you basically strap it to your face. It cuts off the circulation to your eyeballs, and but it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. It has two lenses for your eyes, and you can squeeze them in and out to change the where they sit on your eyeballs. I changed this padding because this padding's nice and soft and squishy. Listen to that. This helps stop cutting the circulation off your face. But yeah, super cool. Some of my favourite games. I don't like screaming children. That is the problem with online gaming. But there's a good community out there. And games like Echo Arena. There's a new game called Knock, as in knocking an arrow. I used to do a lot of archery, and knocking an arrow is when you put the arrow on the string, and at least I think that's what it's called. I can't even remember anymore. But the game is called Knock, and it's like a knockoff version of Rocket League, except you're running around like a crazy person with a bow and arrow, and you hit the ball with the bow and arrow and not a car. Super cool. Let's just do that again. This thing was awesome. Okay, next we have fragrance. So, just picked up one of the fragrances I've been using at the moment. It's quite a young scent, I guess. It's quite an iconic sheep. This is the Jean-Paul Gaultier Le Mans. It's a really nice smell. I mean, I'm not really good at describing smells, but let's try and describe it to you. Oh, it's gone right up the nose, that has. So it smells fresh to me, but like peppery and lemony, and I actually have no idea how to describe the smell. I should never do a fragrance channel. I should really grow my nails. Give it a good tapping. Let's spray some that way. Ready? Here we go. Zoom. Oh yeah, smells good. And this way, here we go. Oh yeah, that's good. That whatever it smells of, it smells good. I have loads of fragrances, but not because I have loads of money. I buy all the imitation fragrances. I buy some real ones as well, but I get lots of imitation ones because a lot of the time they smell incredible and so similar. Maybe they just don't last as long, but it's normally just me sitting at home working in my office, so just spray it when I fancy doing that, you know. But yeah, it's a lovely smell. Jean-Paul Gaultier Le Mans. Oh, here we go. Rubix Cube. So, the story behind the Rubix Cube. I took a whole day of work once just to learn how to do this. And I'm not that fast. It takes me about three minutes, but I can do it. And I won't do it because it's actually quite loud. I'll give you a quick rotation so we can go back to the start. It's basically a couple of algorithms that you learn with your hands, and you look for certain patterns on the cube and then perform certain algorithms. And once you know them, you can always get the Rubik's Cube back to this position. And I like the sticky sound. If you can hear that. One, two, three, four, five, six, 9. What people don't realise is that on a Rubik's Cube, this piece here will only ever be here. When I first got the Rubik's Cube, I assumed that every piece could go in every position, but that's not true. The middle piece will always be in the middle. These middle edges, they will always be on the edges because they only have 2 colours. See, this one is only yellow and blue. This one is only yellow and red. This one is only yellow and green. This is only yellow and orange. So they will always go on the edges. And then the corner pieces will always go on the corner because they have 3 sections to them. So you can always find out where certain pieces go. The middle piece can never go on the corner. Maybe you knew that, but for me I didn't until I took a day off to learn. And yeah, I mean, I don't know why, I just fancied it. I'm glad I did. Keep the brain ticking. Then we have a comic book or a graphic novel. So this one's called Saga. I'm on number 7 now. I've got up to 9, but I've only read 6 and now I'm on 7. It's a very adult comic, so if you don't like that kind of material, or you're not old enough, then I certainly don't recommend it. But if you do love like a kind of crazy story and really like traveling across worlds and got a kind of politics to it about two different races and how they're at war. It's super cool. The artwork is so beautiful and so revolting all at once. Because I don't know who's watching this video, I don't think I'll really show you anything because, as I say, there's some, yeah, oh god, yeah. Plus I don't want any spoilers, I haven't actually read this one yet. But, yeah, super cool. Highly recommend. If you don't read comics, I don't read Superman, Spider-Man, and all that lot, because I have no idea how to get started. But if you just want to read some awesome stories in a kind of quick format rather than typical book, then Saga, you should have a look. It's what the comic book man told me when I first went in to a comic book store. And they are really, really cool. The way that I would describe a graphic novel or a comic like this is it's kind of like reading a movie. You've got the pace of a movie, but it's a book. It means you get sort of a bit more of the detail because you get the visual with the dialogue, but it's, you know, it's a book. So that's a cool sound, isn't it? Saga. And then, what can I show you? I'll show you one more thing. So, before I show him to you, there's a clue. It's a very rubbish clue. Before I show him to you, I showed my girls this movie. I'll let you see if you can guess who it is. Went to see this movie on Netflix, I think it was. And we thought it was really fun. And I played this game as a child. It's one of my favourite games as a child. Serious nostalgia. And the second movie came out very, very recently in the cinema. So I took my girls to see it. And it was pretty fun. You know, hit all the right nostalgic buttons, I would say. And my favourite character was in it. Although that's not him. Shh, don't tell him. But I saw him, he kept getting advertised to me. And I bit the bullet and bought him. And can you guess who he is? Sonic. He's like the best Sonic cuddly thing I've ever seen. Like, he's like, his detail's amazing. Like, I normally wouldn't buy anything like this because it's all naff. But Sonic, this guy is awesome. Let's tap his tummy. I think he likes that. Look, he's going, yeah. Yeah. And look at these. He is literally the best version of Sonic you could have in a cuddly form. And he's proper happy about that too. Yeah. But my favourite character, my favourite character is Knuckles. But they didn't have him anymore. He's gone. So we got the S-Man, the S-Dog. Get a tummy rub. Yeah. Head massage. Maybe I could do a whole video just giving him a full body massage. You can imagine if you had spikes. Maybe. Under the chin. Down the back. Some of the spikes. Down his arms. legs, feet, legs, feet. And I think he's good. He's going to run off as fast as he can. Well, I hope you've had a good evening. I've actually had a lot of fun just talking to myself. I like to think I'm talking to you. And thanks for all your lovely comments. It's nice to be back and nice to make some content for you. And I'll see you in the next one. Have a lovely weekend. Take care.